All right, welcome to your July 1st through the 7th, Monday through Sunday energy update and Akashic Records rant. My name's April. I'm an Akashic Records reader and intuition development teacher, and it's my purpose to help people activate the power that is always within them so they can live in their soul's alignment in this lifetime, which allows them to live a life of ease and love and acceptance and success in a lot of ways. If you're wanting to learn how to read the Akashic Records, we have a course coming up July 17th, Wednesday night, 6:30 Mountain Time, PM Mountain Time. If you're wanting to learn more about that course, go to my description below and click on Courses Discovery Call, and we can talk one-to-one about just all the details and see if you're a good fit and if I'm a good fit and if we'll have the most amazing time. We have 2 spots left in that course. So, yeah, I actually can feel, it does feel like 2 more people are coming in, and, you know, their souls are bright, and I feel it. All right, we're going to go ahead and go into July 1st. You know, I already recorded this, but it needed to be re-recorded. Let's just say that. There is a lot of intensity happening the week that I recorded this versus the week that we're going into. So let me go ahead and tune into July 1st here. July 1st. It still feels like a scrambled egg. Monday feels like a scrambled egg. There is a lot of people feeling like they're running around, like trying to get things done, trying to organize. There's a lot of intense energy, so some people might feel aggravated or frustrated or feeling stressed, kind of running around like with the chicken with its head cut off kind of energy. There is a sense of like everything that's ever been repressed within is like almost like coming out. And this would be an interesting day to drive. Something I received a channeled message about recently about driving is it expresses our subconscious more than our conscious state, which I thought was quite interesting. Let's see here. Trust that everything is going to be all right. You know, you're just feeling all of the kind of like the bombardment of different types of energies. Kind of like the old version of yourself, the new version of yourself, what you need to do in order to move this through, what to take action on. There is a lot of action energy. Like I feel like I need to take action. And there's nothing wrong with taking action, but definitely look at why you are taking the action. Are you doing it because you feel like you have to succeed? Are you feeling like you have to do it in order for you to feel some sort of way other than that you're doing actions to follow your passion, your joy, and to feel liberated? I'm also getting that it's time to look at why you structure your life. Like, why are you structuring your life? Are you doing it to follow a path that leads you into joy and prospering energy of just like feeling aligned and feeling good about yourself and receiving messages about moving forward? Or are you taking action because you feel forced to take this action? So evaluating all of those energies is what we should be doing on Monday. Monday also feels like a lot of people are kind of just like to themselves, not really ready to fully express what's going on with them. So if you are in relationship or friendship or family members, you might notice for some people, not everybody, that the communication doesn't need to be deep that day. It's more of like, okay, I'm seeing something, we'll talk about it later. That has that energy. What are we not aware of about Monday? There's a lot of new stuff coming in. And it's interesting because I got the Ace of Pentacles. It's like new material offers, manifestation, stability, prosperity. That's all coming in. Like it's on its way. It's happening. But there's also this like other half to it. Like, I'm getting Nine of Cups in reverse, and it's like, don't lose all your vitality energy and pull out of flow state. You might feel like, unfulfilled because of it. So you want to keep your energy balanced and in flow when everything around us is acting like crazy. So that's Monday. Let's go ahead and see what Tuesday, July 2nd, has to offer. Tuesday. Mellow vibes. I didn't take trigonometry, but this is the message. It said Tuesday feels a lot like someone that finished a really complex trigonometry problem. Like, there's a sense of satisfaction, but also like, I don't want to do that again. I'm glad that class is over. And now it's like, let me just process, rest, communicate, trust. I feel like the energy feels like a white, fluffy pillow. Like you're in a king size bed and it's all white and linen and just like, yes, this feels right. Waking up, rubbing your eyes, looking around with a new perception, a new understanding. My ears are ringing so hard right now. So you might notice that you'll get lots of messages on Tuesday about directives. You're feeling good about yourself. All the energy from last week where you're kind of like facing insecurities. Mind you, this is only for a few people. Some of you are meant to help people with insecurities, so you felt empowered during the collective's insecurities. But a lot of people on Tuesday sitting in self-love, sitting in respect for what you've gone through and what you're turning into. And it's almost like the energy is palm fronting you and feeding you grapes. If you have a chance to take off Tuesday, which a lot of you will because it's the 4th of July week, highly recommend taking Tuesday off and just enjoying yourself. This is a great day to process anything you need to process with other people. All right, let's go ahead and tune into what Wednesday has to offer, July 3rd. Long-winded. It's the first thing I got about July 3rd. Long-winded. Expansion. Growth, nurturing, self. And it's almost like a lot of you are feeling on Wednesday, like you feel the Divine Mother. You feel cosmic energy supporting you. And it's a support you haven't felt this deeply before. And the more that you sit in the trust and you feel safe within that, it's your opportunity to make that choice. Will I be following my heart and my messages and my channel and God, universe, 100%? Or am I going to have to keep reflecting and acknowledging and growing? And neither pathway is wrong. Some of us need more reflecting and more processing, where others they've been through so much that it's like, it's time. Like, it's 100% all the way. Trust the messages, even if they don't make sense. They lead you in lovely spaces. If I followed me personally, if I followed the rational sense of what you should do in this lifetime, I would not be where I am right now at all. I went the opposite direction of what I should have done, or what made sense, and I followed the messages. And when I began to follow them 100%, that's when everything worked out. Everything just showed itself. And you're being asked to celebrate that. Find more confidence in it, and you will, and you have. Some of you you're there. It's not letting anything in this world dictate your next moves. I'm feeling on Wednesday there is a celebration and igniting energy for some of you. Some of you are going to feel a massive energy shift that feels so welcoming. And it's giving you this sense of, I feel whole. I feel what I'm going into next, but I'm going to celebrate this moment and enjoy it. It does feel like there's some ground under the feet. And this isn't necessarily a take action energy, and you can hear it in my voice. There's this like, I just know I am. And I'm so happy to share this message. Like, that's a beautiful message. And for some of you that have been scared about being vulnerable, there's a vulnerability that comes through Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday feels very dream-like. Like, we're being asked to sit in depth, feels, allow your feelings to show you something new about yourself. And it feels like more of a melting in version, or like a melty, dreamy version of Wednesday. Do you have the confidence and the strength and the courage to go deep with your feelings and listen to what your heart's trying to tell you? Can you let go of the mind just for 5 minutes and feel into a feeling? And some of you, this is an emotional feeling. For others, it's feeling into nature. And for others, it's feeling into kind of like, why do I feel this way? Like, that's, so there's all that kind of energy going on, and I feel very flowy and like just sharing Thursday. And it's funny because I think Thursday's the 4th of July. It also feels like a calm before the storm. Don't mean to like scare anything. It's just, nothing stays the same. And usually when there's a pullback, there's a launch off. And with these days that I'm seeing recently, since I've been doing these energy updates, is there is kind of like a fast-paced kind of like confusion day, then there's a quiet processing day, then there's an expansion day, not always in that order. But these are these mini spiritual awakenings we've been going through. And these spiritual awakenings are taking layers off of layers off of layers of us. And it's bringing us into pure identity with what our soul is meant to be in this lifetime, with what the universe is wanting us to be. And that is your true, authentic nature that's coming through. And it's like, release it all. Like, that's what this is. We are all getting our own dose of what we are meant to be and what we are meant to release. It's beautiful. I'm going into Friday's energy, and it feels a little chaotic. Feels fiery. My throat is getting tighter as I'm going into Friday, so some of you might have a hard time communicating on Friday. There is like adventure and excitement, fire energy. And I'm also seeing, got the death card, which is big changes, big transition. Every time I feel like this like chaos energy, it's almost like energy is new energy is coming in, old energy is leaving, and it's all just, and people are trying to run errands during this, and it's like, whoa, why? So Friday has that energy. I'm getting like a little lightheaded too from it. So you might notice that I got Knight of Wands in reverse. There's frustration, volatile energy. Kind of like, it's even in this picture, it's like this guy is taking his horse one way and the spear is going in the other direction. And it's like, you think the energy like is so fast and like fiery that you would want to take action on it, right? And there's a lot of excitement, but it's more, the reason why the energy is like that is because new energy is coming in again. So if you take action on ideas you had from last week, you're not letting that new energy come in to influence the forward movement. Hope that made sense. I'd watch your caffeine intake on Friday. You just amplify it. And your higher self is laughing at me. The collective higher self is laughing at me for saying that. Oh, it's fun. All right, let's go ahead and go into Saturday, July 6th. Here we go. They gave me an image of an emo check. I got an image of an emo check. Kind of like, some of you might feel a little disoriented from Friday's energy, and Saturday you're just like, I'm gonna go into my bedroom. I'm gonna play some of the most emo music possible. I'm gonna Netflix and chill. I think some of you are just feeling that way. Others have invited that chaos energy because they sat in it, they let it integrate, and I'm seeing people dancing. Like, some of you are aware that integration requires movement, nature, conversation, light conversation, not too much on Saturday. Yeah. Saturday's quiet. The reason why Saturday is quiet, it's like the final release. The final release. I know we've been releasing a lot, but this one has a kind of like some insecurities might pop up again, feeling kind of like insecure or tired or not really sure. But it's something that we've been going through, but it's gonna happen like quickly. It's not gonna like stick around. It's the final swishy outy. Here you go. We're moving it out. This would be a great day to get Reiki. If you were thinking about getting Reiki anytime. This is actually, the season is supporting, like, this is the time to get Reiki. Sometimes it's time to get readings. Other times it's time to get Reiki. This is a great time to get Reiki this week. Anytime this week. And last week. I should have said something about it, but I feel like you guys intuitively know when it's time to get Reiki. So Saturday, it's funny, I'm not getting anything for Saturday. It really, oh, here it is. They don't want you to use your mind to process what's happening on Saturday. Just if something pops up, go, so move on. Using your mental or your intellect to try to understand it will only make it worse, is what I'm getting. So just, even if it's good stuff, it's like, let this all cycle out. You don't need to focus on it. Kind of like go for a walk, distract yourself, meditate with just your breath. Watch a good movie. Go to do something that just kind of gently makes you laugh and have a good time. Go get ice cream. All right, Sunday, July 7th. Here we go. Ooh. Sunday feels solid. I'm feeling a sense of solidness coming in, like a solidification again. Do you see how this is beginning to form? Like there's more solidification than there has been in the last few weeks. There it is. Yeah, Sunday is like your purpose. Like, you know what your purpose is. You have clear direction. You know where you're going. You know how you feel. You're awakening. You're understanding. You're coming into, oh, this is it. And there is a light, solid energy about it where it's like taking action moving forward isn't exhausting. I know what I want to do. I want to follow my passion and I want to do it with flow. And I know directly what that is. So that energy is coming in on Sunday. And what's beautiful about these last few weeks is everything that's been going on with processing, it feels like it's going into flow, kind of fast, good energy, and breaking through and moving forward and feeling great about it. You might notice something that you've really wanted for a long time is starting to finally take shape and show you, oh, here it is. So, and the reason why there's been kind of like setbacks and delays for some people is because there needed to be a little bit of processing, because you'll be helping people, because you want to move this stuff forward in a pure way. For some of you, if you're moving forward fast already, it's because it was time. You've been delaying it. And that's why you're moving forward so fast, is because you were over here when you were told to go over here months or years ago. And so now that you're finally doing it, it's like, yeah, let's go. For some people, they had to process and take in this energy because they'll either be helping people through this in a way that's unique to their channel, or that they're integrating into a new version of themselves. So there's a lot of ways that this energy can interact with you. But know that Sunday is a solid day. Like, usually Sunday is like a day of rest. This feels like an understanding of self. Next week feels really good, by the way. I just want to like give you a little hint about next week. Feels really good. Lots of everything that you've been working towards comes into physical reality for some of you. Abundance. Everything is coming in. It feels good. And it's going to look different for each person. And it's important to not have expectations. Just let this all show you the way, right? All right. I'm going to go ahead and go into the Akashic Records rant. By the way, I live in front of what I like to call the Vegas pool. It's very loud on Saturdays, so if you hear it in the background, think of it as just like a fun party in the background. Here we go. So I was watching the Nickelback documentary on Netflix, and I was listening to the lead singer talk about how his identity, he wouldn't have an identity if he wasn't in the band of Nickelback. And then if he wasn't in the band of Nickelback, he wouldn't know who he was. And if you think about that, it's really sad, especially from a reader perspective, because you know that at some point he has to face all that. And I've read in the Akashic Records, the more that you want the external world to show you that you're doing something good, the harder it is to see your power, like what you're truly made of. And it really struck a chord. And then right from there, I watched Celine Dion, her documentary, and she was seeing how her voice was, she said, let my voice take the lead. And the voice took her anywhere and everywhere in life. And once the voice was gone, she had to find her, like, she's in the process of like, this is me, I'm in it. And she was experiencing what the guy in Nickelback would eventually have to experience. And the whole purpose of coming down here on Earth is to not necessarily look for the outside world to show us that there's love, because ultimately that's what those two people are doing. It's to know that there's love within you, no matter what you're doing in your life, whether you're at rest, you're playing guitar, you're walking in the woods, you're at work. Like, finding the love space within you is one of the greatest powers and joys you could possibly ever have. And now imagine if the guy from Nickelback found that within himself. think about what type of music he would make. And music travels into the fourth dimension. And imagine all those lyrics really helping and supporting other people in a very deep way, right? That's a really big gift you can give people. And it's not necessarily like, how can I feel good from the world, from my gift of singing or music? It's how can I feel so amazing within and feel my connection, feel the power of love in here and share it with the world. And I started pulling up messages about power. And it was saying that ego power is relentless. It will show you who's boss. If you're at top, there's always going to be someone that wants to bring you down. Or that there's a new regulation, or that you're fighting to stay in one place constantly just to keep your space, right? And that's ego power. But if you are sitting in love, like the power of love, and you're following your passions and you're just joyful and you're having a beautiful time, you let other people know that they have the capacity to do that too. And that's where inventive ideas come from. That's where compassion comes from. That's where the ultimate understanding of the universe comes from. And when you allow universe to move your every action and thought and word, everything moves for you and pushes you through, because everyone needs that message. And when you sit in the ego power, or the power, ego power, when you sit in the ego power, you're not free. You have to sound a certain way. You have to be a certain way. You have to play politics. And a great example of, it's kind of like actors, right? Like, you can be successful, by the way. There's nothing wrong with being successful. But it's like watching Matthew McConaughey, like, be himself. And then watching an actor, and I don't know which, I can't even remember a name of an actor that gets typecasted. There's no passion, there's no vigor. There's not a whole lot of, we're not learning or growing as humans by watching this actor, but I'm growing and learning something from Matthew McConaughey. I know this is so dorky, but I'm trying to get the point across. Like, the ultimate self-expression, having self-expression, being authentic, allows you to open up and access that connection to the power of love, to the power of the universe. And then you share it. And if you can do that, it's like being successful with the weight of a feather instead of the weight of the world on your shoulders. On top of that, you will know who you are. No one can take it away from you. When you're in front of so many people, no one can move you. You are you. You are your connection. So I guess the reason why this is coming up is because it's important for us to look at our actions and why we are doing what we are doing. Because if it succeeds, we have to stay with that energy. The more successful something gets, the harder it is to change it, right? And so starting from the beginning, make sure all that energy that you're putting into your creations is totally and utterly coming from what you feel and what you receive versus what you think the world needs. All right. I channeled so much there. I hope that was in order somehow. When you channel, sometimes you don't know where it's going. But I love you guys. Have an amazing rest of your week. Bye.